Hi, hello, this is Dr. Cidambi. Today's topic is about gut-brain axis. What is it? It's the upcoming research showing a lot of progress in this field of psychiatry and addiction. A lot of these diseases can be treated if we understand this particular axis. Right? So we get started today. Understanding about this axis. Seriously, I am so pumped for this one. We are talking about gut health and mental well-being. I read some seriously cool stuff, the cutting-edge research in this area. Get this, the trillions of little microbes hanging out in your gut, it could be messing with your head more way than what we have been thinking about. It's a very exciting area for research. This is called the gut-brain axis. It's a two-way communication system between your gut and your brain. We are not just talking about connection between two things. It's back and forth, it's like a phone line running between the stomach and the brain, Imagine a super fast fiber optic cable running directly from your gut to your brain. That's the vagus nerve. And this is constantly sending signals back and forth. But this is what makes it wild. Your gut actually produces neurotransmitters, like the same chemicals that influence mood and behavior in your brain. So we were thinking the brain is the one which was making happy chemicals, right? But a huge percentage of your serotonin, the neurotransmitter that's famous for regulating mood, is actually produced in your gut. Who would have thought, right? Your gut has the whole mood-making factory down there. Basically, if your gut is a little out of whack, it's not just your digestion going haywire. It becomes a mental health roller coaster here. There are specific conditions like I can highlight about depression, anxiety, autism spectrum disorder, even the schizophrenia and eating disorders. Turns out all these have potential links between your gut and the brain. Let's talk about depression and anxiety, right? These are things so many people are dealing with. So a strong correlation has been found by these researchers and the imbalances in the gut bacteria. Like a healthy garden needs a balance of different plants, right? Your gut is kind of like that. It thrives on diversity. But when the balance gets thrown off, too many of the bad bacteria, not enough for the good guys. It can actually affect your mood. This imbalance is called as dysbiosis. So your inner garden is more grown with weeds. So it's harder for the good chemicals to grow. So there is another concept where how many people with ASD, autistic spectrum disease, also have gastrointestinal issues. Research found could be a link between these. Some of the behavioral challenges associated with autism, the gut microbe, might have an intervention, the interference with the brain. So these are the challenges. So if we can rebalance the gut microbiome, we might see a lot of progress. With schizophrenia, is there a gut connection there? Research have been saying that individuals with schizophrenia have the gut bacteria which are associated with this. The gut microbiome is sending mixed messages to the brain, which could contribute to this complex mental health issues and the challenges. the eating disorder, especially with anorexia nervosa. There seems to be a link between the gut bacteria and things like appetite control and energy balance. Really, like the gut microbiome is sending signals that kind of messes up with the body's hunger cues. So it's a super highway between the gut and the brain. So when the things get messed up in the gut, it's not good for the brain. How are these little microbes controlling our brain so much? There are several key pathways. It's endocrinal, the direct line of communication, the fiber optic cable between the gut and the brain, The endocrine pathway involves the hormones, right? So the gut bacteria can actually influence the release of hormones that are affecting your mood and stress response, like cortisol for stress, of course, serotonin for mood. Then there is immune pathway, inflammation, which often triggered by the imbalanced gut microbiome, can impact your brain and contribute to mental health issues. Wow, right? And lastly, we have the metabolic pathway. Your gut bacteria are busy little factories producing various metabolites like short-chain fatty acids. These tiny chemical messengers travel to the brain and directly impact the brain function. It's not just one thing, it's a whole bunch of stuff going on. It's like a factory, right? With all these research and everything, are we going to see treatments for mental health that focus on gut? It is so exciting. As a psychiatrist, I am, excited beyond belief. It's by using probiotics and prebiotics, which are good bacteria, that the food they need to thrive. The idea is to restore this balance for the microbial communities. So probiotics and prebiotics. Could that actually make a difference? It's certainly a possibility, though more research is needed to say for sure which strains are most effective for which conditions. And another area of research is for fecal microbiome. It's called, another research one is like FMT, It sounds a little out there. It's kind of fecal matter being transferred from a healthy donor to those who have this pathology. Like you get the good bacteria from people who have, good poop, and then it's like a poop transfer, yeah? It's science behind this is showing a real promise for severe gut imbalances. So the everyday diet. So can this make a difference? By making dietary changes to change the microbiome, gut microbiome, fiber-rich food, fermented foods, and prebiotics, you can give those good gut bacteria the feel that they need to thrive. So a daily diet really impacts. It's initial curiosity of gut-brain connection, and we've gone through the whole, area of that gut-brain imbalances on all these mental health conditions, even the potential treatments. It's pretty mind-blowing, Where is this all headed? It really makes me wonder the future. What is a personalized gut bioanalysis? Gut microbiome analysis will be tailored to the particular entity that you're suffering from. Imagine psychiatrist really prescribing your diet and connecting this with the particular gut microbiome, which will make a huge difference in the future. Believe it or not, I always wondered how come olden days before the big pharma, people lived long life happily because of less stress. Does that mean that they did not fetch for themselves? They didn't live a nice life? That's not true, So what does this all mean? It's such an exciting thing for us to really work on the future, making your own daily fresh food and eating a very healthy food on a daily basis instead of refrigerating and defrosting it and eating an old, days old meat and vegetables. I don't recommend those. Really, it makes an impact. What you eat is who you are. On that note, I will see you guys with my next video. Thank you very much, and you have a great one. Bye bye.